Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Book Talk, where three best-selling authors talk all things bookish with you for 10 short and sweet minutes. I'm Rachel Linden, and I'm joined by Katherine Reay and Marie Bostwick. And today we are having a really fun, special book rec episode where we, since it's Valentine's Day month, talk about our favorite love stories. So we're talking about what we're reading and loving about love. And Marie, let's start with you. What are you reading and loving about love?
Well, I kind of pulled out one of my classic favorites, and it's got so JoJo, Me Before You.
Yeah.
Because my a really great story, the kind that like sticks with you. I don't know what it is. We do love a little tragedy with our lives, don't we? So, I mean, this is the story of Louisa, who is this great character. She is so delightful and so quirky and so smart, but working to find herself. And she ends up being kind of a caregiver to this guy, Will Traynor, who's, of course, dark and brooding and all these things. I'm not going to give away the end, although you may have seen the movie. But if you saw the movie, read the book. Read the book, because so much here. And JoJo Moyes is such a beautiful writer. And, if you were going to read, to me, if you're going to read one love story during the Valentine season, this would be the one. You're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to go at the end and wish there was more. And guess what? It turns out there are sequels. So we always love that. That's my recommendation for a good love story for the month of February.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
All right. The movie. I liked the movie. I liked the book, but I really actually enjoyed the movie. I think I saw it on a plane and I thought, the movie
was good. The movie was good. But the movie can never include all the lovely things that are in the book. It's a time factor. So they did do a good job. I wasn't saying it wasn't a good movie, because it was. Yeah. But if you enjoy the movie, you'll adore the book. So.
All right, Katherine, what are you reading and loving?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I love, and this is my go-to romance book. If you have never read Jane Austen's Persuasion, get it. It's her shortest book. Northern Gravity might be shorter, but anyway, it is a beautiful tale of angst. This woman lost her love of her life 8 years earlier, but now he's back. So it is the story of second chances and finding oneself and finding one's voice and finding one's family, but most of all, finding and recapturing true love with two just amazing hero and heroine here. Anne Elliot is someone we all can understand. Just a lovely, lovely person who really is trying to find her place within her family and the world. And Captain Wentworth is very swoon-worthy, always will be. So that is my always recommendation. I'm going to quickly tell you what I'm reading now, and I'm loving a love story in it. I'm reading Anna Karenina. Now I'm going to say, in terms of love stories, yes, it's named after Anna Karenina, but the Kitty Sherbatsky storyline with Levin is a wonderful love story. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But those are my two, and I always seem to dip back to the classics. So there you go.
And that is my husband's favorite novel, actually, Anna Karenina. He loves fictions. All right, so you went back in time. I am going forward in time because I got the chance to read an ARC, an advanced reader copy, and do an endorsement of a truly delightful rom-com that's coming out in March, and it's called The Do-Over. Let me see if I can.
I love
the
cover.
Darling cover, mint green. It's beautiful, beautiful cover by Bethany Turner. But what is inside the cover is totally delightful. I love rom-coms. I love rom-coms that have great characters and where the love story, not just jumping into bed, but the actual dynamics of the characters in the love story are first and foremost. So I don't mind a little bit of heat and spice, but I like it when you just fall in love with these characters and you desperately want them to fall in love with each other. And so it's about this disgraced lawyer, high-powered lawyer, who is being investigated for a white-collar crime she did not commit, who has to go home to her childhood home and family in Durham, North Carolina. And she reconnects with her nerdy high school academic rival. I think they were on like Model UN together, and he beat her at chess club. but he's now a famous, super hunky Eddie Bauer type model, internationally acclaimed documentary filmmaker. And their paths cross, and it's just hysterical. It's got amazing pop cultural references, and I laughed all the way through it. And at the end, there was just this like, oh, it's everything you want in a good rom-com. So The Do-Over by Bethany Turner, and it comes out March 15th.
Oh, good. I'm gonna get that one.
Yeah, it's so fun. So fun. I love her writing. She's just so clever. I love books that make me laugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for us, since we're all authors and all avid readers. Do you like to read love stories, and do you like to write love stories?
Okay.
Hmm.
All right, I'll jump in here. I like to read them. I actually like it when they are not the primary relationship in a book. And that's the way I like to write them too. I do love stories, not love stories, but to have that element, that thread. But I almost like it just as that teasing layer above the story, or woven within it, not having it be the story, if you know what I mean.
Totally.
I like as you say, that little spice on the story.
All right, Marie, what about you?
I like reading love stories. I struggle writing them. I will say, I think, Katherine, you and I are kind of similar in that. I've written some, and usually it's in my novellas, but it's a straight out love story romance kind of thing, because it lends itself pretty well, that shorter form. You can only explore so much. That's a good thing. There is often a love story element in my books, but it's a secondary thing, and it may not turn out the way, everybody wants love, right? We all want to be loved. And so what very often happens with my characters is love comes not in the form that they thought. And especially when I've got a character that thinks, well, if I can just fall in love, everything will be okay. Yeah, I never let that happen. No. And I think that's my personal conviction, is that, love won't fix your life. If you're not happy with your life, love isn't going to make your life wonderful. You've got to love you, and you've got to love your life. And then when you got that together, the love of another person enhances life, but it isn't life itself.
Yeah.
Thus saith Miss
wise words.
I feel like you could put that on a mug somewhere.
Exactly. We should all remember that.
I'm going to cross stitch it on a pillow.
There you go. What about you, Rachel?
I feel the same way as Katherine. I love reading love stories. And I do enjoy a good British rom-com, like The Flat Share. Or is she Irish, British?
Oh,
anyway,
that was so good. Yeah.
I love Flat Share. And One Day, Josie Silver's One Day in December. Love that one too. So I do. And I always have a thread of romance, a romantic love story, but it's generally not the main one. It will be a subplot that enhances the rest of the story and brings satisfaction at the end. There's always a hopeful ending. But it's not the main thing. But the one that comes out in August, The Magic Lemon Drop Pie, has more of a love story than any of the rest that I've written. And I'm totally in love with it. I am in love with all the characters. I am in love with their story arc. I am in love with this sort of star-crossed thing that happens to them. And then the question of, is there any way that they can ever be together again? So there's this that bittersweetness we were talking about, that in Me Before You, the bittersweetness of like lost love and heartache, and the first loves you don't forget, and then finding some kind of happily ever after. So
yeah.
All right. This was a fun episode on what we're loving about reading in the month of love, and join us next week for more bookish fun.